Everyone has seen the moon landing that supposedly happened in 1969. Or did it really happen?
Hello, my name is Liv Rosenberg, and today I'm going to be debunking the moon landing. In 1969, America was at its wits' end with the Soviet Union. During this time, the Cold War was happening. It was predicted whoever won the space race would win the Cold War. So, on July 20th, 1969, allegedly the U.S. was the first to the moon. Now, I'm not calling NASA the liars. I really do believe we went to the moon at some point in time, just not when they said we did. And here's why. One of the first conspiracy theorists to publicly speak about why he thought the moon landing was a hoax and was overall the initiator of the hoax was Bill Kaysing. Bill argued that the technology at the time made the probability of a successful trip and back would be nearly impossible. It's also very expensive to go to the moon. I'm not talking hundreds or thousands of dollars. I'm talking millions of billions of dollars. So, instead, NASA resorted to producing a video that was believable just enough that the average American citizen would not question its authenticity. It was easier and cheaper to produce. Theorists claim that Stanley Kubrick, the director of the infamous The Shining, was asked to help film and direct the moon landing. Upon closer look of the video, there are a few flaws that can question if it was the actual footage from the alleged moon landing. 1. You can see the stage lights reflect in the astronaut's helmet. 2. You cannot see any stars in the video. 3. The most famous, the flag is waving. There is no air or wind in space. It's impossible for a flag to wave. Upon the photographs that were taken, there is a rock found with having the letter C on it. NASA claims that it must have been a hair that fell on while it was developing, or it was a prop that probably wasn't positioned correctly. There are also competing shadows. In the photograph, there are pictures of rocks having shadows going in opposite directions of each other. If there was only one light source, aka the sun, there wouldn't be competing shadows. In other photos, crosshairs that are on the camera are shown to be behind equipment, meaning that the equipment was superimposed onto the photograph. Besides Bill Kaysing, the Fox News released a documentary-type film in 2001 called Conspiracy Theory, Did We Land on the Moon?, where it talks about the moon landing as well. The Van Allen belts. When leaving Earth's atmosphere, there's a zone of charged particles called the Van Allen belts, and in order to leave Earth, you must pass these belts. The problem is, these belts are not a physical barrier. It's a trap of charged particles. It's a crazy amount of radiation which it could tear up the human body. The U.S. didn't know how to get through, and neither did the Soviet Union. Gus Grissom was an astronaut and was supposed to be the first man to go to the moon. He was on the original Apollo mission. He was publicly critical of NASA's ability and success to reach the moon. There are theories of him being killed off by the NASA in a fire. He passed away in 1967.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space, and none will be so difficult or expensive to accomplish.
John F. Kennedy stated in 1961 that at the end of the decade, the U.S. was going to the moon. As the decade went on, the USSR had more advanced technology than the U.S., and the U.S. recognized that and became more desperate. The space race was an extension of the Cold War. The U.S. faked the moon landing in order to achieve political points against the USSR. Regarding the American citizens, this was a way to distract them from the Vietnam War. There will always be conspiracies regarding the moon landing. I really do believe we were able to achieve it, just at a later rate with advanced technology. I'm Liv Rosenberg, and thanks for listening.